Summary of Phainon changes. For some reason, they buffed his base HP and they buffed his HP in his ultimate state. They nerfed his base attack. So what they've basically done is they've given him more survivability and they didn't change his damage at all, thus further incentivizing Phainon to run Sustainless. So that's really weird. They didn't change any of his base skills. They did change his talent 1. So now at the start of battle, he gains 1 point of Core Flame. This is a little better than it might sound at first. There are a lot of rotations in a lot of different teams where Phainon would be 1 Core Flame short and he would require RNG enemy attacks to give him that last stack for his ultimate. Now that he has this in his first talent, it smoothens out his rotation. In a lot of teams, like some Robin teams and some Tribute teams, I distinctly remember they required 1 hit of enemy RNG. So this helps smoothen out his rotation. Okay, they gave him 5% more damage bonus for his healing or shielding trace. That's not going to affect him at all. Might as well not exist. Phainon's Eidolon 1, I don't know why they gutted it, but they did. Now, in order to increase the base speed of his ultimate, he has to get kills. So they give it a condition, and it's only 2% increased speed per kill. So basically, his previous Eidolon 1 increased the base speed of his ultimate by 12%, because at a baseline, it's 60%, and his Eidolon 1 increased it to 72%. So that's a 12% increase in speed. His new Eidolon 1, in order to reach the same amount of speed as his previous Eidolon 1, would require 6 kills to stack this 2% to 12%. So they gave it a condition. Sure, it can stack higher now, but realistically, you're not stacking it much higher, except for in Pure Fiction. And then they also changed the res pen on his E1 to crit damage, which is just more oversaturated stats. It's lower damage overall, it's lower speed overall. I think they really nerfed his Eidolon 1 for some reason. They nerfed its damage and they nerfed the action value of it, which is really weird to me. I don't know what they're thinking. His E2, basically the same. The 120% damage multiplier from his E2, it's basically the same as the 20% physical res pen, the way that it works. I won't go too in depth in explaining how the 120% multiplier worked, but yeah, basically works the same as 20% res pen, so no change in damage. The extra turn effect is the same. Well, they didn't nerf his E0 baseline. I really don't want to come across as doom posting, okay? So I want to set my foot down there. I'm not doom posting him. His E0, basically unchanged. So he was already clearing fine at E0. He just has some issues with gameplay smoothness, and those haven't changed. I think it's completely fine to complain about those still. But he wasn't gutted at E0. It was only his Eidolon 1 that was completely changed. Still an unfortunate change, and I don't understand why they gutted his E1, but at a baseline, he'll be performing the same at E0. Anyway, Saber changes. She got nerfed base HP, they buffed her base attack, they buffed her base defense, they gave her more damage on her talent from 40% to 60%. They gave her more crit damage on her T3. Now her crit damage stacks with her core resonance up to 32% more crit damage, and they buffed every single one of her Eidolons across the board. So Saber is eating really good this beta. She got nothing but buffs. I think the Archer changes are alright. Increased base HP, his lower energy cost will hopefully make his ultimate a little more spammable. But to compensate for the lower cost, they nerfed the multipliers on his ultimate, but it's still doing really high damage. They nerfed the multipliers on his follow-up attack. That's fine. His follow-up attack wasn't a huge part of his kit, damage-wise. And then they made him able to hold more skill points at a baseline, and they made his talent give him 60% more crit damage. So those are Archer's changes. Nerfed multipliers for better energy, better skill points, and better self-buffing. Which of the buffed units do we want to start with? I guess we'll just go from the top down. Jingliu first. Oh, that's a really neat effect they gave her. So the Jingliu change, when Jingliu's allies take damage or lose HP 20 times in total, then it gives Jingliu 1 extra stack of Syzygy, which is her enhanced state turns. So since Jingliu is draining the HP of her teammates, she'll make sure that she can get this 20 stacks in order to gain 1 more turn in her enhanced state. That's really good. Finally, she got a change she actually needed. Yeah, and I like that they added a mechanical change onto it. Like they added a mechanic to her HP draining. I think that makes her kit feel a lot more cohesive. So I really like that. I like it from a game design standpoint. Okay, Blade got nothing, right? 25% of the healed amount will be converted to Ultimate's tally of HP lost. I mean, it's better. It's a damage increase. His previous talent 2 was not doing anything, so that's good. It's not saving him or anything, but we'll take what we can get with Blade, right? Kafka's changes. Oh, they changed it to attack percent. What this tells me is that the new damage over time character, Hisselin's, is going to have a lot of damage bonus in her own kit, which is why they changed Kafka to increase attack instead. instead. Her E2 increased or buffed. Okay, so Kafka changes basically, they changed her from being a damage percent buffer to being an attack percent buffer, which could hint that the new damage over time character coming up has a lot of damage bonus built into their kit, so they might like the attack percent buff more. Okay, let's look at Silverwolf. I expected them to nerf her, so we'll see. Okay, they made it prioritize elite targets and above. That's really, really good. And will not be transferred to another enemy with weakness already implanted by Silverwolf. Okay, so Silverwolf quality of life buffs. Wow, so Silverwolf survived. That is crazy. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'll definitely be covering all things Star Rail related, including future beta updates and how it impacts the characters. Until next time.